Greetings, this is Scholar Saunders seeing what's current. YSL, YSL RICO, the whole thing. It's looking like it's more in their favor. It looks like it's more in the favor of the gang of Thugger, young Thug. The judge, lambasted the prosecution. He said, you're dribbling and drabbling with your evidence. You're not showing enough work. They showed weakness. At the heart of this is still the lyrics, which is sad. This is a sad point in our judiciary, set that anybody's lyrics. I don't care if it's rock and roll, blues, it's sung jazz notes, if it's gospel, it shouldn't be admitted in court. Screenplays shouldn't be admitted in court. Plays, anything that's art, should not be admitted in court. And then you have Miss Fannie Willis, I think her name is. She's like a wrecking ball. She is tenacious and kind of nasty. I think she wants to say if you want to have lyrics like this, like if you want to I'm paraphrasing, but she said if you want to have like these violent lyrics or these lyrics like this, you can do it in a different county. Like that's how serious she is. And she's dealing with the Trump situation as well in Fulton County. So it's an interesting set of events. The two pieces where I derive most of this information are Vulture. Vulture did a fine job, did an excellent deep dive into the case itself and what surrounds Thugger. It covers how Gunna took a special kind of deal. It's called the Alfred plea, when you can say you can plead, your own case. You can be separate from the case and plead it, and for a lesser charge. You can say you're guilty, but you're not necessarily guilty in the same way. It's very confusing to me, but I try to understand it as best as I could. But so he's out right now. He's out on, and Thugger is still in prison, and he's still contending with in what he calls inhumane conditions. He just has a sink and a shower and a bed, and that's about it. And a toilet, I think that's it. That's all that is comprised of his current living situation. So there's that. He's still fighting. He has a message from jail on a telephone recording. But this is the thing that gets me too, is that, like I said, with the lyrics, they're saying it's black art. Oh, we have to preserve black art. It's anybody's art. I mean, in the 80s, rock and roll stars had to fight court battles because their lyrics allegedly made people commit suicide. If you turn the vinyl record backwards, it's saying some satanic message for you to commit suicide. That was with rockers. So with hip hop, it's to go kill each other or kill someone or something like that. It shouldn't be admissible in a court of law. It's completely nonsense. It's worse than nonsense. It's vicious. It's evil. It shouldn't be allowed. And I think the judge is gonna, definitely consider that. When he thinks about the it's called a they said is, I quote, the prosecution submitted an error-ridden list of lyrics that intended to use as evidence in the case. The use of lyrics as admissible evidence is a hotly debated topic, but it is a practice still allowed in Georgia. Furthermore, it's a practice strongly advocated for by Fulton County DA Fannie Willis. Okay, here's the quote she said that I was alluding to earlier. She said, I think if you decide to admit your crimes over a beat, I'm going to use it. I'm going to continue to do that. People can continue to be angry about it. I have some legal advice. Don't confess to crimes on rap lyrics if you do not want them used, or at least get out of my county. That's what she said, end quote. That's what she said. That's how, cowgirl she wants to be. She wants to ride high on her horse and, look down upon people like they're peons or her subjects, and she's using lyrics. How do you use lyrics? How is that even possible? How do you even contain yourself and not resist the idea of saying that's a wrong move? That's not the right thing to do. That's not right. That's not a good thing. That's what I'm talking about. Just the fact that there's this disconnect with people who are related to the YSL. Like with Thugger, of course, Thugger. I mean, it's a shame. And it's a shame, really. That's what it really is. It's a shame that these people don't even have a clue. They don't have a real idea of who and what they're representing. So Young Slime Life, YSL, is still continued with these RICO or racketing and what is it? RICO? Hold on. RICO. So it's Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act. Now, how do you make that make sense with a rap group? They're making songs. They're making records. How are they even involved with criminal activity? How do you use that set against lyrics? People that are speaking things on a track, and like what the defense attorney, not defense attorney, district attorney Willis said, get out of my county then, because she's like going forward with it. She's all about it. She's really edging it on and egging it on, making it a big case, making it something that's worth something that it's really not. Having people come up to you and say, do you think the lyrics of this rap song are really admissible in court? I want to see how many people will say yes. Because it's ridiculous to me. I think that's just atrocious. It makes zero sense. And the judge, pretty much is not declaring that he's not exactly, on board with, denying the lyrics, but he did give them an earful, the prosecution an earful, letting them know that they're slow with the evidence, they're slow with explaining themselves, and they're not taking their time, or maybe they are taking too much time. They're not taking their time to bear witness to what's reality, but at the same time they're not looking forward to being on point. They're not being objective. They're using subjectivity to propel their message. And that's always going to be wrong. It's always going to be on the wrong side. You have to be objective in every aspect of your life, especially something regarding the law and legal proceedings, especially in particular. So, it just goes back to what it has been said within different locations. So this is what it's called. This is from the article from Vulture. It goes, quote, a little over 7 months ago, after his arrest in May, Gunna walked free on December 14, 2022, after both he and Young Thug were denied bond multiple times. The rapper pleaded guilty to a charge of racketeering, conspiracy, in what is known as an Alford plea, a deal that allows him to plead guilty if it's in his interest while maintaining his innocence. See, this, okay. Can I just take a second? I read that right? It allows him to plead guilty if it's in his interest while maintaining his innocence. Okay, who came up with this Alfred plea and just wants to, make things even more difficult and confusing? That's weird. This sounds strange. It sounds goofy as hell. How do you plead guilty to maintain your innocence? I I'm stupid. I don't know. It takes me a long time for me to figure things out. I'm slow. I don't get that. Can someone makes that make sense to me right now? Make that make sense, because I have no clue what that means. I have no clue. It doesn't register. It doesn't, pop up on the screen in my mind. All right, shall we continue? So his continue with the article. His 5-year sentence was commuted to time served and 500 hours of community service as part of the deal. Days later, 7 other defendants took plea deals and were released from jail just ahead of New Year. As of November, many of the original defendants had their cases separated from the trial. 4 did not have legal representation, and 2 had not been arrested by early January. Right now, there are currently 6 defendants remaining in the YSL trial. End of quote. So we got people on deck, people that are, have been corralled. 6 people at least have been corralled into this case, including Young Thugger. So he's maintaining. He was like, stick thin kind of guy, kind of bony. He beefed up. He got his weight up. Literally. He definitely stepped up. He must be eating well. That's the thing with jail systems. They probably have decent food, regardless of what maybe some songs might say or somebody might say. They might have decent food. That's what I was expecting for the Marine Corps. I thought the food was gonna be trash. I thought they were gonna treat us like shit. I thought they were gonna be like, oh, forget this. This is gonna be like, eating dog food or something. But that food was banging in recruit training and throughout, my time, in Marine Corps training and MOS school, and even in the fleet, the food was pretty top notch. But so it depends on what kind of jail you are in, what kind of jail system you're under. That's what really counts. So given the fact that he's been able to get healthier, I think get a little bit more weight on him. Thugger seems to be maintaining, and like I said, to go back, I see on the Vulture side, it's saying that everybody signed the Project Black Art petition. That is offensive to me. One thing is, the black art that is used has been, like I said, from the rockers. That's black art too. But black people came up with rock and roll and jazz and blues and a form of gospel from the Negro spirituals. So I don't understand. I don't understand why they're saying it's a black project. And then they have in the clip, they have Queen I just killed a man, put a gun against his head, and pulled my trigger, now he's dead. And that's just one example of a rock and roll song that says explicit violence. But it should be like, it's so tangled up and twisted, because that's still black art. Even though it's by white performers, it's rock and roll, it's rock. And that's black music, that's black art. That's what's so weird about this whole situation. It's just, they got Kevin Lyles in there. He's in the video. He's looking slim. He looks like he gave his weight to Young Thug. At least he's looking healthy. At least he's looking, like he's got a way about him. Somebody gave me a like. Somebody's in here Who is it on a Sunday evening, Sunday night, late night for me? This is the latest of the night I've been on for a while. Whoever it is, say hi in the live chat, and don't forget to be don't forget to donate. don't come empty handed. I need that. Speed that because I need that. That's all I'm saying. Speed that because I need that. I'm stealing that from a guy I met in Brockton, Massachusetts. You know, so I digress. YSL. You know, it could be the hip hop trial of the century for the moment so far. This could really be the blast off of many other RICO charges that other companies have. It could just not be YSL, but there's other different organizations that could be within this whole framework, of being in the RICO system. There's two people I see in the viewership. Come in, the water's fine. You can swim about. You can skate on my words. There's three people in here. All right, now we're getting somewhere. Now it's getting interesting. Somebody say something so I can say how much you gotta pay me. No, I keyed. No, but the YSL case is so weird. I try to explain the Alfred plea. That is the weirdest thing I ever heard in my life. You plead guilty so that you can maintain your innocence. It reminds me of Jay-Z. That's what happened, I think, in the case with him stabbing Lance Rivera. He pled guilty, but he maintained his innocence. I think he had a similar kind of idea with that. I'm not 100% sure, but it had it rings of that. It rings of that. But this is a little different with Thugger. Thugger, he's going to see on November 27th what it's going to be like to be in front of a jury, going to be in front of a judge and attorneys and the prosecution, and what all that entails. His life is literally on the line, for how many years he can possibly get, or he may walk free. We shall see. Didn't mean to rhyme there, but I just did. Height. And your man stabbed on him, made you take the blame. Exactly. Heights. Salute. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Give those thugs 30 years for what? Where's the evidence? All they have are lyrics. That's their only evidence. That's basically the only evidence they have. That's the only thing they're stand. That's the only leg they have to stand. Is rap lyrics. That's bullshit. That is clearly bullshit. How are you gonna say, "Oh, he was rapping"? He was talking about like even Chris Rock. I go back to him. He said there's a rapper. You know, uh, people talk about all this other stuff. Rapper says gun, congressional hearing, and he rhymed it with fun. Like it's ridiculous. It's insane to use somebody's lyrics, somebody's art. Okay, but still, it's art. Like any other movie. Like if you make a movie, like I just was watching All Eyes on Me with Tupac. They made up his whole life story from cradle to the grave, and so whoever made that is culpable of, or that it's anything aesthetic, anything that's recreation. It's what is it? It's a recreation of reality based on man's metaphysical judgment values. That is the definition of art. That's a big. So those are long, big words that clearly just mean they make it up through your mind and what you value in your life. That's basically what art is. And that's how you make art. And if you are challenged by a system, a court system, where you cannot even make art, make whatever art you want, even if it lines up with real life, especially if it lines up with real life, you should be able to make it without, anyone regarding you as a criminal. That's facts. And on the 27th of this month, that we're all going to see, what else happening. Because the second, I think this may be bigger than the YMW Melly case, even though that one is pretty big. That one's huge. That's a double murder. See, that one definitely has legs, because I don't think they're using lyrics, or they may be using lyrics in YMW. I can't remember. All right, Greg asks, you sir are smoking the dust again, and I have never smoked anything but not cannabis, tobacco. I never smoked the wacky tobacco. So there's that much. So with all the ideas of being rational and thoughtful in the court of law, the judge is not responding. He's not showing himself to be very patient with the prosecution. That could tip the scale in the favor of Thugger and the others. If the judge is kind of pissed off at the prosecution, he's going to be like, I'm not going to let you present this evidence. I'm not going to let you present that. That's going to be overruled. That's going to be that's going to find my way to the dustpan, to the dustbin. I'm not even going to worry about it. And he's just going to look at the judge. He's just going to look at the jury and allow them to to contemplate and continue to preside over his court. His name is Judge Ural Glanville, and this is what it is from the Hot New Hip Hop site. It said, I quote, Judge Ural Glanville expressed his frustration at the prosecution dripping and drabbing their evidence while also expanding their witness list by nearly 2/3. When the prosecution meekly replied that they would have an explanation for everything at the hearing on November 16th, the judge handed down a stern warning. It better be a damn good explanation or else I'm excluding all of it, he warned. He was not playing. This judge is serious. I think he's annoyed. I think he's annoyed at the fact that, the prosecution has really nothing to stand on except lyrics. And that's what the problem is. That's what they're doing, the Project Black Art, which is just completely stupid to me. I understand where they're going. I'm for them in a way, but it should be all art, all forms of art. If it's sculpture by a white man, by a white woman, a non-binary painting, doesn't matter. It shouldn't be admissible in art and it's court of law. It's artwork. That's what's so distressing to me. So that's really what is going on here with this entire case. This entire case looks like a shambles to me. It looks like it's just going to completely collapse, and Thugger might breathe free air again. He's not doing the best of times, in his living situation, but he's maintaining with his dieting and his conditioning, it appears. Here's from the Vulture article. Quote, right now, there are currently 6 defendants remaining in the YSL trial. I said that. Young on the other hand, remains incarcerated as one of the 6 defendants standing trial, with opening statements scheduled to begin on November 22nd. I mentioned that. Meanwhile, Thug may have caught another case. Fulton County prosecutors allege co-defendant Khalif Adams attempted to hand the hot rapper a Percocet to open court on January 20th. This is interesting. It shows up on video that he passes him something. It doesn't really, explain exactly what it was, but it looks like he passed him some kind of Percocet, something like that, during the whatever proceeding it was. It was in an open court on January 20th. So Young Thug's lawyer denies all of this. But as continuing with the article, it says, as January came to a close, the YSL Mondo, a label co-founder, publicized his past relationship with the current district attorney Willis, who served as his defense lawyer during a 2019 aggravated assault trial and helped keep him out of jail. So this is weird. She was part of the defense at one time with him, and then she switched over to the prosecutorial side to prosecution. So that's what's weird with Willis. It's kind of strange. That is the whole rundown of what this YSL case is really about. It's really a challenge and something that is maybe even difficult to grasp if you just look at it, like I said, with that Alford plea. I mean, that what anybody can make sense of that. I would gladly be shake your hand. I would, virtually I'll shake your hand. Because it just seems to me as if Thugger, he's pretty sincere about all this. He's got his life on the line. He's got his money on the line. I think he has a family. I don't know if he has any offspring. I didn't see on that, but those people are definitely pulling for him. Why are you caping for the Pookie and Rays now? What? I can't read it because the stupid emojis in the way. God, I hate this thing. Why are there stupid emojis? Wait, hold on. No. I want to move down because I can't read what it said. Why are you... And Ray... Nobody's caping. I'm not caping for the Pookie and the Ray Rays. I'm saying that this is a possible chance for Young Thug and company to be exonerated based on the fact that lyrics should not be admitted in a court hearing, in a courtroom. None of that. They shouldn't be around. Shouldn't even be a question. Should we use them? Should we not? No, of course not. So I'm not caping for anybody. You're caping for injustice. You're caping for irrationality and false truth. I'm saying that there's a way that they could be guilty, but present the right evidence. Present actual, concrete evidence that points in the way of them being guilty. That's all I'm saying. That's the whole thing. That's my whole point. They're young men. They're in their 20s and 30s, I think, something like that, maybe even younger. And they should be able to be enjoying their wealth, all the money they made off of records. Hell, Thugger's got a Grammy Grammy award. He's got a Grammy award. That'd be funny if they had Grammy degrees, though. But anyway, so to wrap it all up, YSL is gearing up for November 27th, and let's not let the lyrics be admissible. All right. Now, switching gears a bit, I did not go to church today physically. I watched church on the internet, streamed it, and there was a special guest that took the lectern. He was an older gentleman, probably in his 60s, maybe early 70s, something like that. And he broke down, the word. And it just grabbed me that, he's this older gentleman and he still believes in God. That always gets me. Like, he never was introduced, or he may have been introduced, but it never stuck to him. The idea of being an atheist, the idea of non-belief in the theory of God. That's what's interesting. That's what's most intriguing to me. How people can be in their 80s and 90s, hundreds, and still thank Jesus, hallelujah, amen. Like they've never had the chance. Like I'm enamored, or I love the fact that people in their 60s and 70s and 80s do get the idea of atheism. And of course, not just atheism, but objectivism, the school of Ayn Rand. But I'm watching the service, and I see the same thing. I see the same faces. They're jumping for joy. They're singing their hearts out for the Lord. And you have so many people all together who are really focused on being, saved by the blood of Jesus. And of course, there's many more, by the messenger Muhammad, for Allah, and just by God himself, not being saved. That's what the Jews are. They believe in God, but not in the Jesus sense. Not all Jews. Some Jews do. Some Jews have the Christian faith with them entwined. So there's a definite, understanding I think people have within their own ideas to say, I'm going to believe in Jesus Christ my whole life. And they're going to be 15 years old, and they'll be, 95-year-old, and still love and believe in Jesus. That to me is fascinating. That's captivating. That's very interesting to me. And so I'm looking at this man, and he's telling the word. I don't really remember what the word was. I didn't write it down or anything like that. But he just had like a spirit about him. He had, he was like a younger man. He seemed like a younger guy, telling what he knew, his truth about the reality of his own experience with the unknown and unknowable. That's what it really seemed like. That's the way it came off. That's the way it sounded to me. It was as if he was trying to put out into the world his own ideas about what Jesus is and who he's supposed to be. And that's what, no matter what, really, the sermon was about. It all comes down to, do you believe in Jesus? Do you know that he'll save your soul? Do you know that he's the only person for you? And all this. Like, I'm just taking it all in. I'm just able to take it in. I'm using my rational mind, using my thought. I'm able to have, they have ad blockers. Well, I have like faith blockers. I know when faith is coming in, and I can just block it, block. So that's where I am now. I'm at a point in my life where I'm able to really fully understand what it means to be like a young man who can perceive the world, understand the world, and then regurgitate that to the world. Let other people know. And I don't have to be a parrot for anybody. I'm my own man. I stand on my own too. I can regard, different codes and different thoughts and different modes of understanding. That's what's so true about all this. That's what makes it interesting. That's what makes it, truly, captivating. It's the fact that there are still billions, with a B, billions of people who really believe. Billions. And these are smart people. And there's dumb people and smart people all over the place. And I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying, there's plenty of smart working, smart acting, loyal or, honest, trustworthy, ones for justice. People like that, they just have to have faith. They have faith in some kind of being that doesn't exist. It's ironic. It's hugely ironic. You would expect the whole world to be rational, wouldn't you? You expect the whole world to not believe in this nonsense. Well, I should take that back. It's not nonsense. It's detrimental to your mental health. That's what it is. It's detrimental to your mental health. I'm going to explore that a little bit. It is a bad sign psychologically, Ayn Rand said, for a man to not be able to stand on his own mind. Close quote. That's quotes right there. She said that during an interview with Phil Donahue in 1979. She said those exact words. So it's not anything stupid or, you're dumb because you believe in Christ or something like that. Nothing like that. It's more like you may have to deal with your mental issues, clear out your cache on your thought side because you're not really picking up right now. You're not picking up on it now. You may get there. It may be a struggle. It was a struggle for me. I talked about this yesterday. It was a struggle for me. I couldn't shake it. I couldn't shake the belief. And it was weird because I'm going in front of my cousin and I had to tell her I'm an atheist. And it felt like the worst thing I could possibly say to a person. She's just like, yup, okay. Like that. So it's like, you're tearing down your wall, but you're tearing down their wall too, in a way, because you're showing that you made a change. It's like an implication of saying, like, you should be an atheist too. You should be an objectivist too. That's just so weird. Tearing down wall is a pause? Huh? That's a stretch, Greg. Next time, send some money. That's real stretchy. You have to use your imagination more. Get your mind out of the gutter. But anyway, I got 2 people in here with 2 likes. I'm all right. This is a cool Sunday. This is a nice laid back. We're just talking about church and sermons and YSL and lyrics, and that's all we're going to be doing tonight. So, given the fact that, I'm still looking for donors, I'm still looking for people to get in the 50 club, my 50 club, with $50 or more every month. Greg S, cute, funny, haha. You didn't put a $sign next to that question, so I'm not answering it. Nice try. I would have answered it, but you are a broke ass nigga, allegedly. So I'm not even gonna trip on you. I got 3 people in here with 3 likes. Not bad. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it. So yeah, he's just giving a sermon. I don't remember what he was talking about. It doesn't matter. Because the whole goal of the whole matter is that, yeah, exactly, $5, right? Yeah, cold blooded. Yes, it is cold blooded. It's all on the fact that they want to make sure you get the ideas, but they need money. Like everybody, I need money. Shoot, that's why I'm doing this show. It's a money maker. I sit down and I can make $35 an hour, $65 an hour. It's beautiful. I appreciate every dollar I get. But that's the reason I do it. And same thing with any church, any establishment. They're going to talk about giving, tithing, offering. They're going to have love offerings for the guest speaker. You got to look at the mechanics. You got to be Toto in the Wizard of Oz. I always will reference Wizard of Oz on this show if you haven't noticed yet. I will reference that movie to death. You got to be Toto. You got to be like, no, there's something wrong with this cat or this guy. I should say it wasn't a real cat. There's somebody behind this curtain. Something's behind this curtain. I got it. And then he's like, no, don't pay attention to the guy behind the curtain. That's faith. That's faith and religion and everything else. That's irrationality. That's like communism. That's socialism. Don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain that was talking all that shit, saying, "Go forth and get the broom and you get it back." What did I say? I'm just paraphrasing, but all of that, and this guy behind with a little station, and he's pulling levers and pressing buttons. That's all he's doing. That's unbelievable, right? That's what it is. But that's like I said, it's faith. That's what faith is like. That's all it rests upon is your willingness to engage in it. As long as you don't engage in it, you don't have to worry. You don't have to be afraid of the world. You don't have to be afraid of life. That's what happens with faith. It's fear. It's the fear of God, fear of death, fear of not living the right life. It's all about fear. It's all about that. That's what it's all about. It's not enjoying your life. It's not having a loving relationship with your own mind and your own values, the people around you. That's another thing with selfishness. People say, oh, you should just live on a desert island. You should just live by yourself. That's not selfish. Not in the sense of, and when there's civilized locations, there's civilizations, that's not, selfish. Selfishness is rational self-interest with a key word, rational. Not just self-interest. You can have self-interest all day. Anybody has self-interest. Americans are narcissistic and have self-interest. Just look at the Kardashians. Look at any rapper. I always say rap and hip-hop was a culture. And it was based on peace, love, unity, and having fun. And that's very light and not very in-depth with anything, but it's a musical genre as well underneath the culture. Now there really is no culture, so I replace it with a few tenets of what it really means. It's Eminem, mysticism, narcissism, and mercantilism. That's basically what it boils down to. That's basically what it all stands for. And that's what most people, fail to either comprehend or fail to see or understand, or smell, or taste, or touch. So many different things. People say, don't walk by sight, walk by faith, not by sight, or smell, or sound, or hearing, or taste, or touch. It's like all the other senses don't count, it seems. When it comes to faith, you have to use your whole mind. You have to use all your senses to understand it. And whatever senses you may have, even if you're blind, especially if you don't have smell, or you don't have taste, you don't have these different senses, and it's a very difficult thing. All right, I see 3 people in here. Whoever you are, show your name, show your face, show something. Throw a little something on the pulpit while I give my sermon. I dress up for you every day. I put on a tie and put on a hat. Salute me. Oh man, no, it's fun. I'm just having fun. Yeah. So I don't remember. Like I said, I might start taking notes because I don't remember what he said. I know the whole point, the whole gist of it was that he wanted to convey a message about how he was he was talking about a python, a pythos, and that comes from the word python, or to grip. I think it's to wrap around or something like that. But that's how a python kills its prey. It wraps around it and crushes it. And I think he was making a connection and saying how, like, sin can do that to you. It can wrap around you and crush you to death. It's just completely amazing how we've gotten this far and have this much faith involved. That to me is just on a scale that is just blinding. Like, it is stupefying. It really does make you really think and make you really reconsider your life and where you are and what you're doing. So I remember always having questions. I was like, that doesn't seem, but I gotta still believe. And that doesn't really kind of make sense. That still gotta believe. And then I said, you know what? I'm struggling. Shrugged it off. I shrugged off the whole entire idea of being trapped by the knowledge of faith, mysticism. That's why I shrugged it off completely. I didn't worry about it after that. There was like a very brief moment where I came and said, okay, I got to go back. And then I was like, nah, I'm probably going to stay with it. It's been like that for at least 16 years. That's how much it means to me. That's how serious it is. Because these are people that, once you have God in your life, quote unquote, it's everything. He takes over. But then you have to live in the world. You have to live in reality. And that's why there's that weird, connection with the world, like miserable Monday. Oh, somebody's got a case of the Mondays. And I spoke from Office Space. There's so many different ways that, people say it's like Monday blues, and life is you have to trudge through life, and it's a drudgery, and you can't wait to get to that mystical land in the sky. And like I said, once you get to specifics, then everything just falls apart. They say, it just is. It just is. Things just are. The Golden Gate, the pearly gates, the golden streets, the mansions, they just are. There's no contractors, there's no engineers, there's no architects involved. They just happen to be there. Jesus is going to be there on a cloud. I don't know how you stand on a cloud. There's this thing in your head that says this is nonsense. Like you wanted to say it's nonsense. It's not nonsense. It's a detriment to mental health. It's bad. It's a bad sign psychologically. It's not good for your thinking. It's like pouring acid on your pancakes. Like, well, I'll just eat around the acid, and try to save the pancake, and you get a little bit of acid every bite until you die. But at least you enjoyed your pancake. There was acid all over it, and it might have tasted funny sometimes, but you still ate it, and that was your life, and you finished it. That's what's so distressing. That's what can really make things very difficult. So, just considering this sermon that this gentleman had, like I said, he had his a few points, here and there that were kind of elucidating, kind of clearing their way. He had a kind of a spirit about him that was very enthusiastic and very energetic, even despite his advanced age. He seemed to be very together, very wise in a sense. It seemed like he knew what he was doing. He couldn't fool me. He can't pull the covers over me. I know the difference too well now, or all too well. So, if he wanted to show how he could make everybody see exactly what he wanted them to see, then that would be a different situation. That would be a different situation entirely. He didn't do that though. I don't think he would have succeeded in doing it anyway if he tried. But he was just a guest speaker. He was in somebody else's house. He couldn't burn the place down with his rhetoric. He just stayed within the pocket, as you can say, and definitely took time to show he was. Oh my God. I'm just looking at the Cowboys and Eagles game, the stats, the score. It's 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Eagles are up 28 and the Cowboys have 23. Come on now. We all know what's going to happen here, but Eagles going to have a difficult time in Texas and Fort Worth. I think next month. I think they see the Cowboys again. But I'm not the fan. I'm nobody's fan. I'm a supporter. Sometimes it depends on what's going on in the game. I'll support the Cowboys. Most likely I will support the Cowboys though. The Cowboys, I'm not gonna you almost had me. You almost had me, Greg. That was close. That was close. Yeah. You have to be very careful. Even look at sports. Look at Cowboys and Eagles and teams. I asked this question last time. Has sports taken over for faith? For faith takes in about $74 billion in America in donations and tithes and offerings and things of that nature. And sports takes in about 71 billion. So there's a tiny gulf between them. Just a tiny gulf. Oh, they got a long way to go. They're 1st and 10 at the 50. Yeah, we'll see about that height. We'll see about it. I'm gonna need that 10 though. Let me see that. Let me see that 10 though in my PayPal. I need that, sir. I'm not going to take away your wrench. Don't worry. I'm not going to take away your wrench. If whatever happens, I still appreciate you. Hike. Thank you very much, sir. You are a black man. I know that now. 27 seconds left. Probably less than that because this phone is slower. It's about to be final. It's about to be the final game. They're about to be 8-1, the Eagles. Like I said, when they come to Fort Worth, it's gonna be a different show because they have to. One has to win and one has to lose. Nobody has won twice in a long time. I don't think. Not in my time that I've been following football. 5 seconds left. Yeah, exactly. 5 seconds left. It's in the Eagles' favor. It's not even funny. One more chance. Yeah, one more chance. Yeah, it's not looking good. It's not looking good for the Cowboys. That's all right. We expected that. The Eagles gonna, they didn't trounce them though. They didn't, demolish them. It was a pretty tough, close game. So, yeah, I appreciate that much. And I just think it's amazing how Sunday can be, the day because a lot of people don't have, or a lot of people do have faith, but they also have, a team or something like that. As I say this, and they can reconcile each. They can, continue to give different, excuses and say this. Well, I'm a believer, but I'm not, a super fan. I'm not getting paid for it and stuff like that, and that may be true, and that's probably the real deal. But yeah, it's over. It's not. It's over. 5 seconds. No. It's over. Eagles got this one. Yeah, stopped at the 30. Yeah, that's right. I told you. And final. Eagles. In favor of the Eagles. That's all right. That's okay. That's okay because, there's always God, right? God favored the Eagles today, right? I mean, you can say anything. You can say Jesus loves the Cowboys more, and that's why they had to sacrifice this game to the Eagles. Like, you can say anything. You can say anything you want. Doesn't make it true. Doesn't make it real. It makes it a farce, actually. It makes it, almost comical in a sense. So, that's the reality of all this. So, I don't know. And that's it, People pray. How do you pray before a game? How do you even pray a game? Oh, well, the other side obviously are Satanists, and that's another thing I want to talk about with Satanists. Satan means adversary, and adversary means enemy. And in the Bible, in at least 2 locations, maybe more, it says to love your enemy, do good to those who hurt you. Matthew 5:44 and Luke 6:27 say to love your enemy. Love your enemy. Oh, and people, they go with their, contrived view of existence and reality. They try to say, "Oh well, I love my enemy, but I don't have to like them." It's like, what's the point of even loving them if you don't even have the value enough to like them? You're supposed to love and like. That's the whole point of valuing someone. If you love someone else, you love your neighbor, and that's possible, then you care for them in a sense. You respect them on another level. That's the difference. So, I think, all Christians are Satanists. That's just my view. Because that's your enemy, that's your adversary, the devil, Satan, Lucifer, the fallen. He didn't say that this morning. He said he's just a fallen angel. Lucifer is just a fallen angel. He did say that this morning. I do remember that. So there's always that part that has to be doled out, has to be mentioned, has to be taken into account. So I got 4 people and 4 likes and no money. We got $0 raised, $80 to go. Let's get it. I'm putting down Super Mac right now. Super Mac. Super talk. I'm talking that talk. Talking about faith. Talking about sports. Talking about reality. Talking about how people pray before games. You should be praying for your other team. That's it in the locker room when they had their helmets on, they're bowed down, and they're holding hands or locked in their arms, or whatever the case may be. They should be saying, may the other team demolish us, completely decimate our whole entire spirit, and let us not have any confrontations with them. Let them score on us as many times as they wish. That's what this. Hello, that's Christ-like. That's the way that Christ saw it. He was a loser. He lost everything. He lost his life. He lost his values. He lost everything. He was a loser. Literally, Jesus was a loser. I'm not just saying that, he's to be cute. Oh, he's called him a loser. No, I'm saying he lost everything. For whom? For people that were beneath him. He was a perfect being. He was flawless. He had no sin. But for a whole world who are full of sin, he died. Now, is that just? Or is that an injustice? You tell me. Is that proper? Is that rational? Is that good? That a man that had no sin died for a world full of sin? That to me is the most, nerve-wracking and aggravating idea I could even imagine. To say that he could possibly think of something like that. And even on the cross, he said, Father, into your hands I commit my spirit. Why have you forsaken me? In that hour, he said, why have you forsaken me? Because he didn't know the idea of what he wanted to do. Did he want to serve, the God that put him on the cross, that, wrote the whole script already out, allegedly? Or did he want to continue to walk the earth and tell people about his different miracles and alleged miracles, by the way, and teach people? That's the sadness. That's what's so traumatic. That's what makes the worst out of people. It makes the worst out of human beings who don't know what they're doing and why they're doing it. Shouldn't be wiping my eyes, but something's in them. Shouldn't be rubbing my eyes, but that's the whole gist of it, you know. Christ on a cross, or Jesus of Nazareth on a cross, or a post. Most people say it wasn't even a cross; it was a post. They just wanted to have the cross just as a symbol. 5 likes, 2 people in here, no money. It said it was just a post that he was on, and that he didn't even say a mumbling word. Now I'm confused. The Father, into your hands I commit my spirit. Why have you forsaken me? Isn't that a mumbling word? That's more than a word. That was pretty clear. I'm confused. Maybe you have to break that down to me from biblical scholarship. I'm not sure, because I'm not a theologian, not a minister of any kind. I may look like it now, but I'm not. I'm on Team Reason. You got to pick a team. Just like, either you're with the Cowboys or you're with the Eagles. The worst person is to say, oh, yeah, I'm with the Eagles now. What? After today's game, during the game, like you say, oh, I'm with the Eagles now because they're winning. During the game. After the game, you say, oh, I'm with the Eagles now because they won. I roll with the winners. That's different. But during the game, if you're a Cowboys fan and you go and you say, oh, I'm with the Eagles now, that's like crawling on your belly, on the fence, not sure which side you want to be on. A mark of cowardice is what I'm saying. That's what it all amounts to. A mark of cowardice. And that's the gist of it. That's the whole idea. That's what remains to be the thought behind faith and being spiritual in a mystical sense. That's the power of Ayn Rand. Ayn Rand took the words that people of faith use and used them for her own selfish system, and it made perfect sense. It made rational sense. Like, she used words like spiritual and the soul and things of that nature, not in a mystical sense, but in a sense of a metaphor. She used like different phrases like a man is self-made. A man is of self-made. A man is of self-made soul, just as a man is of self-made wealth. That's one of her guiding lines. I have 5 people in here, and I have $0. Can somebody explain that, please? 5 people, 5 likes, $0. Where's the money? Where's the money, folks? I'm not begging. I'm not gonna get on my knee. I'm not gonna hold my hat out. But I'm just saying, I'm giving good game right now, and I'm not getting much in return in terms of the money, which I really need right now, because the fourth quarter, it's November. It was fourth quarter. Now it's 6 people. 6 people in here. I got about 20% left on my battery. 5 back down to 5. So if you really want to help out the show and see more of me, donate. Donate. It's your season. As they say, it's your season. Donate. Donations. Gifts. Who is that? Is that Tariq Nasheed, or I can't remember who else that might be. I can't remember who else, but donate now. That's all I'm saying. I got 5 people in here, and the chat room isn't moving. Greg Aston Height said a few things, and that's about it. That's where it gets a little sketchy. But I should look good with my viewership. My viewership should be up, even though the money isn't up. Yeah, so it's all together. Everything is a package deal. That's what Ayn Rand called it, a package deal. We have a good idea, and then smuggled into it is a vicious and horrific idea. That's a package deal. It's going to take some time for me to really, you know, allow myself to really commit to the idea that so many people still do not choose reason. Take all the time you need. That I'm glad that wasn't a question, Greg, because I would have answered it. I would have answered it because after the time limit, it's after the hour. I will take your questions, even though you're broke bum ass nigga. Allegedly, I know you got money. I know you got money. You got money. You just don't want to spend it. That's all right though, because you wouldn't be on a device. You wouldn't have some kind of connection. Talking about I'm at the Starbucks or something like that, or something goofy. You know, you have a plan. You have a car note. You have insurance. You have a lot of other bills. How many 50 packs did you move to this weekend? I moved a kilo. I moved 50 kilos, 100 kilos worth of game and understanding. I moved them all. Yesterday was a great day for me. I made a lot more money than I've had in a long time. So I'm very appreciative. Keep coming with the questions. Keep coming with the questions. And I hate that goddamn emoji is in the way. I can't even read it. Oh my god. You can't even get rid of it. It doesn't even go away. Black element. So given all that, I'm gonna keep on rolling with the percentage goes down. This is just another one of my, down days. I don't get any money yet. Somebody might come in at the fourth quarter with the Jordan, move and win the game. But I'm happy where I'm now. I got my views up. I got my likes up. That's gonna help out with the algorithm. Who is to blame for the death of? God damn it! What is that? What is it? Jane? I can't even see. Jane and Brigham. Oh, of course. Well, of course it's Walter, and this is all spoilers. This is all spoilers. So here's a spoiler. It's Walter's fault. And then Greg says n. I don't know what n means. You have to explain that. So, but is it really Walter's fault? Yes, it is, because he let her choke to death. He didn't force her to do drugs, but he had an opportunity to save her life, and he chose not to. He literally chose it. Walt. He moved her. Yep. He moved her. And drugs should be legal. And yes, drugs should be legal because you should be able to make the decision on your own. So it was her decision. Why is it Walt to blame then? Because it was not just her decision. It was the fact that he could have helped her. He could have helped her this whole time. And that's what was the problem. That was what the issue was. He did move her. He either he didn't move her, or he moved her where she she could still choke. I think he just stepped over her though. That's not altruism. Well, it's altruism on Walt's part for killing her. That's altruism. That's altruism. Whatever vicious deed he did there, that was altruism. Because he sacrificed his own life. He denied himself. That's altruism. You got another question, Greg? We can keep going. I'll tell you when I'm done. Are you talking about the character or Anna Gunn, the actress? What are you talking about, Greg? Are you referring to the character herself? Or are you talking about Anna Gunn, the actress? What are you talking about? Because I think she's married. I wouldn't want to get into any entanglements. All right, she's divorced, but still, I don't know if she's dating or anything like that. I don't know, but you know the character. Yeah, I would. I would. Yeah, the character. Yes, I would. It'd be some real scholar on fictional scholar action. keep coming with the questions. Yo, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Think about that. That's how it is though. That's how it has to be. It's facts. Keep coming with the questions. Come on, I know you're broke. You don't have a dollar to your name, but you can keep on with the questions. I can keep going. It's all until it runs out. How much longer do you think Ice Spice will last? Ice Spice probably has a good 15 years, 20 years in her. If she has mentors like Nicki Minaj and Taylor Swift, I think she's gonna be good. She's cool with both of them, and I'm sure she's taking advice and career advice and understanding of the game. I think she's got at least 15, 20 years. Seriously, no, I'm not capping. I'm not bullshitting. I'm not kidding. I think she has 15. Yeah, here goes the cap. I tell the truth. I tell him my real idea, and he calls cap, of course. Is an alleged broke bum ass nigga, and he's calling cap. That's not. That's cute. That's funny. Goes 4, 3, 5, 3. Most was 6. We'll see how many viewers. And the last few, and they wait till the last second. Say, oh yeah, I want to say this. Oh, let me say it. But I want the questions coming. Keep on. We can talk about Breaking Bad. We can talk about The Wire. We can talk about drug laws. We can talk about YSL RICO. Let's go. All you want to talk about. Height. If you're out there, if you're in there, I'm looking for that $10, sir. I'm real dry tonight. I'm looking for somebody to give me at least $10. Somebody, Tone J can fly through, drop off his, loot. But Spirit Smooth Tunes. All right, do you think you will be capping? I can't read that. Damn it. That sucks. You can't read. Oh, here it is. Do you think you will be capable of fending off Omar if you wanted your cheeks? Do you think that you would be capable of fending off Omar if he wanted your cheeks? I would definitely be on Omar's side. I wouldn't be the one he would want for a sexual activity or anything like that. I wouldn't be involved with him in that way. I would definitely be he would be clearing the streets. That's when the kids saying, "Here come Omar! Here come Omar!" I would be like on the corner, clocking math, and I'll just look up and just be like to Omar, and he'd just be like with the shotgun. Yeah, so that's my answer to that question. So let's talk about Barbra Streisand. Okay, no. Do you eat Maryland crabs with seasoning? Yes, I do. Next question. Has anybody seen Barbra Streisand? Woo! She still got it. She's all over the place. She's on CBS. She was on CBS Sunday morning. Man, I don't know if I would do her now, but if I was younger, she had a lot of boyfriends. She had a lot of mates, let's say, in her life. I think she was married. She still is married. She's married to Josh Brolin's daddy, James Brolin. Yeah, they've been married for about 25 years. So, congrats to her and him. They're definitely part of that famous people world. That's a weird world. That's a weird world you want to get into. Famous people in Hollywood and all that. It's a weird place, especially with all the the cancel culture and everything like that. It can get real goofy. It can get really goofy really fast. So just be aware of that in case you kids want to run up and be a part of some kind of movie production or creating an album or something like that. Yeah, Hollywood. Sounds like you would fit right in. Haha. I appreciate that. Thank you for the hate. Thanks for the hate, Greg. You're still broke as hell, allegedly. You're still unwilling, I should say. You're still unwilling. One day I'm gonna make you. I'm gonna break you. I'm gonna break your whole soul, and you're gonna be giving me hundreds of dollars every day. You're gonna be like, here, I can't give enough. Here's some more. Here's some more. Every day. So I appreciate it. Keep coming with the hate. I got 7 percentage points left. Cold blooded. Yeah. What do you want? Some Rick James stuff? Cold blooded. I can't sing, so that's all you can get. Yeah, we can talk. We can talk about some recent stuff. Let's talk about the White Lotus. Ooh, child, messy, and they got a mammy on that show. In the first season, they got a mammy, a whole mammy. I was like, you know what? This is 2023, and we got a mammy. And in the second season, we have a fellow Delawarean, Aubrey Plaza. with her sexy ass. I can't really go into it too far. She's married. So, but I'm saying she's very attractive to me. But if her husband ever messes up, I'm the guy. No, but she's very attractive and very talented. That's what's most important. She has a mind about her. She has great thoughts. What is decent? What is decent? What makes her decent? What features is she not have, or what characteristics does she have that makes her only decent? Greg asks. I'm asking you questions now. How about that? Okay, it looks like you're the only one in here anyway. We got about 5 percentage points left. Let it, we can let it roll out. I'll be answering some more questions. Let's talk about that bullshit ass game. I mean, come on. That was complete nonsense. And actually it wasn't though. Because Vegas knows what they're doing. They make sure that the Eagles win one and that the Cowboys win another. Do you like an evening with Beverly Loughlin? I don't know who Beverly Loughlin is. Who's Beverly Loughlin? Now I'm gonna look at here. I'm gonna see. I think you spelled it all crazy. I never saw this movie, but it seems very interesting. Oh, with Aubrey Plaza. I didn't even realize that. I never even seen it. I never seen it before. Okay. I'll definitely have to check that out. See, that's powerful to me. Yeah, I saw Aubrey Plaza. Yeah, it's a movie starring Aubrey Plaza. I know. I didn't see how it was though. Did you? I didn't see Evening with Beverly Loughlin, but I am looking forward to it now. I'm gonna try to see if it's gonna be on the streaming services. Yeah, so I do appreciate that. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. She did. That's your donation. Yeah, that's cute. That was cute. You know what? I'll give you that much. I'll give you that much, Greg. That was a donation because I never heard that movie before, and I would like to see Aubrey Plaza play a role in that movie. So in all, we got about 5 percentage point left. I want you to get as many questions as you can because this is going to be my last day being broke for an hour and a half plus. I didn't get a single coin today. Nobody stepped up to the plate. People were in the side. People were in the stands. Plenty of people in the stands, but not a lot of people at the plate. We're going to change that. Tomorrow's going to be different. It's going to be a different day. I'm going to have a different hour. All my money went to Tidal. To tithe. Oh, to tithe today? Oh. All Greg S's money went to tithe, apparently. Church says I need a tithe so I can't afford to pay. Who said that? Please, they say, please, no more today. Rip, 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 rip. Damn. Ding, 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 ding. That's all I can say. Nope, not Jay-Z. Think closer, but not Jay-Z. I get the exact lyric. The church wants the tithe so I can't afford to pay. Pink slip under my door so I can't afford to stay. My 15 seconds up, but I got more to say. That's enough. Please, no more today. Oh, now you okay? Now you're capping. You're trolling. Beans, Cameron, Biggie Smalls. There you go. Yay! Finally, yes. Yay said that. Now I found a clip, a very powerful clip this afternoon with Noah. What's his name? God damn, I can't remember his name. No, Trevor Noah. I'm thinking his first name is Noah. Trevor Noah. He was saying how he he didn't have beef with Ye, or the artist formerly known as Kanye West. It was that the fact that he, wanted to make sure he was okay mentally, throughout his whole life, throughout his strife, throughout his understanding of different relationships and things like that. He just wanted to make sure that he was all right in a psychological place. I am shocked that you listen to Ye. Why are you shocked? That was my idol until he started going crazy. I'm crazy. I had bipolar too. That's my Dallas lost. M. Ray the boss. Could you be the one? Could you be the savior? I guess not. Because he doesn't work. I don't worship small hats either. I represent for those that are on justice and the side of justice. That's what I am. And it just happens to be with the Israelis. They're on the side of justice and knocking down evil. You don't have you tiptoe for the small hats. How do I tiptoe? Show me how. I say that Israelis should win because of the justice that it is extended. And that's reality. How do I tiptoe? I don't tiptoe for shit. I'll tell you like it is. I'll tell you the truth. Yeah, okay. Use your emojis. That's all you can do. Keep using your emojis. Yeah, they lost. Not my team. Yeah, they lost. They lost. They definitely lost. Doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm not one of their fans. This is all my dad's stuff. I support the Cowboys. I think they're the greatest team. They're the richest team in all sports. They have over $5 billion as their operations are concerned. Yeah, there are Dallas hats in the back, and there's a lot of other stuff around here too. But it's not mine. It's my dad's. M. Ray the boss. Now, where's that Cash App donation? M. Ray the boss. I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need at least $10, maybe 20, $10 to $20, $20. It's not mine, officer. Exactly. Yeah. So it's not mine. I bought most of the stuff. My sister and I bought most of the stuff in here, but it's for my dad. But I'm gonna need that Cash App. You see where it is. If you don't have Cash App, here is my PayPal. Okay, hold up. All right, so okay, we holding up. We got about a few more to go. I'll let it go a little bit longer. I should be wrapping up. I'm gonna let M. Ray the boss. Seems like he's the boss. He should have some money. Enough to, throw a little something on the pulpit. Cause I've been giving out the sermon game for over an hour and 36 minutes. Big Pun or Tupac? Big Pun. No, Tupac. Tupac, definitely Tupac. But Big Pun is definitely in that category. Okay, so if we're not going to be talking, I could be going away now. Hold on. Do you want to go to Asia? Yes, I want to go to Asia. I would have loved to go to Asia and Hong Kong prior to 2019. Around prior to 2018. It's a totally different world, especially with, the pandemic and, the different economic structures that have been shifted. Hong Kong is such a great city of life. It is based on a rock, mainly, inhabited by farmers and villagers, and they didn't have any natural resources, but they had, the British rule of law, and they were able to construct skyscrapers, create a complete civilization, and it's just a spectacular place to be, or it was. It's, for most part, it was, prior to 2018. You know what? I think I'm gonna end up on a wow. Greg S says wow in the live chat, and so I'm gonna say thank you for everybody who came in, left. I didn't get $1 today, but that's okay. Some days are spectacular. Some days are very dry, but I appreciate it. You can always donate any time of the day. You can get my Cash App, $ Scholar Saunders 1. You do my PayPal, paypal.me/Scholar Saunders. So you can donate at any time of the day or night. I thank you very much. Take care.